Hey, and welcome to another episode of Load Up Your Looper. I'm going to show you a simple vamp minor loop. Then I'm going to go through and demonstrate some ways you can think about playing over this to practice soloing. So here's the loop. It sounds like this. I'd call it a minor vamp. Works really well in a loop, or you can use it as an intro to a minor bass tune. Now what's going on? We've got A minor 6 to a B diminished. We won't get into why they're the same chord shape and two different names. And then A minor slash C. Back to the B diminished. So it's actually like that too. But we're just gonna, you could do it with the plectrum, swing rhythm with your fingers, thumb. You can do it slow. Nice with that sort of groove. Whatever speed is comfortable for you. And everything you see on the screen you can get as a PDF, link in the description below. So here's a loop I prepared earlier, and let's think about scales first. Now I think as guitar players we should first think about our trusty pentatonic. So A minor pentatonic, A, C, D, E, G, A, C, then it's repeating, D, E, G, A, C, down. It's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So play on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and back. But what we really want to do with the scale, we don't want to just play it up and down. You got the important notes in there, the A's. So if I play an idea, I'm going to finish on the A. So I'm finishing every phrase on A. Sorry, I brought in an extra note there. And you know, A is the best note to resolve to because this vamp is in A minor. So it's a strong note. So make sure you know where it is in that position, maybe the other positions too. There's a hierarchy of notes with any scale, and you know the most important notes in this scale are A, C, and E. That's the chord tones of an A minor, 1, 3, 5, right? So A, C, E. Then again, A, C, E. Then we get A, C on the top. So I'm just picking out the important notes. Now, if I play that in order, that's an A minor arpeggio. A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C. But if I play, I don't want to play it like that. I want to play an idea and resolve to one of those notes. So let's resolve to C. There's the C. There's the other C. Resolve to E. Now, why this is important, if I try and resolve to the other two notes in the scale, D and G, listen to what happens. So I resolve to D first. So I'm resolved. That's a fourth. Listen to it. It's like it wants to go back down to C or up to the E. If I finish on a G, it's okay, but I kind of feel like it wants to go back up to the A. Whereas finish on a G feels like unfinished business to me. So with this pentatonic, you need to get used to pulling out drawing out the 1, 3, and 5 as the important notes. You can use any of the notes, obviously, but it's the ones you finish on that are really important. And I would try to finish on A, C, or E. Not to say that's the only notes you can finish on, but just experiment with that first. And then think about other things you can bring in is thinking about where you start. So it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So starting on beat 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Start on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Beat 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We could also start on the and. So it could come in on the and of 1. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Bah, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Do the same phrase but start on the and of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Makes such a difference to how a phrase comes out. Looking at my PDF, you know, when you get a bit bored of the pentatonic, just stick the blues note in, stick the flat 5 in, so D sharp or E flat. And get used to the tension that provides. There it is, blues note. Finishing on a C though. Right, stuff like that. That's blues note to the E, then C and A. That tension, I think that extra note provides is of interest, but again, you wouldn't want to resolve onto it like if I tried to finish a phrase on it. Listen to it. It needs to go up to the E, the next note in the scale. I might want that tension. Moving on to other scales you could bring in, like pentatonic's 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Root, flat 3rd, 4th, 5th, flat 7. Back to our root. The blues scale is the same, just with the root. Minor 3rd, 4th, flat 5. That's the only difference, just that flat 5. The next scale I've got on here is a 7 note, the Dorian scale. And it sounds like this. This is got an interesting note in it, the F sharp. So the note of interest here is that note, fret 4 on the D string, fret 7 on the B string. Now, Dorian is a mode, right? And it's the second mode of the major scale. This is actually derived from G major. We won't get into all that today, but the interesting note in a Dorian scale over a minor chord is the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to where we started. So listen to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, why is that note important? If we go back to our A minor 6 chord, it's that note we had in the chord. So it's one of the chord tones. So let me try and noodle with this. 2, 3, 4. Still resolving to A, C, and E. But maybe I'll try the F sharp. Nice. I really like the sound of that scale. If you're not used to the sound of a scale, I suggest you play it and sing it as you're playing it. Da, 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 da. That's getting too high for me. I'd have to drop an octave. So that's a nice one to have a mess around with. And I've also put on there a melodic minor, which is the same as Dorian, but it has a raised 7th, as you'll see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th is higher. It's a major 7. And then you can do it in the second octave too, so you have. So that note of interest, we've got the F sharp still, but the G sharp, which is a 10th note, it's a major 7, has to be used with caution, but it's nice because it gives us that leading into the A. So that's G sharp into A. That's G sharp, F sharp, and A. Finish on a C. Listen to these strong long phrasing. Sing da 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 da. Same idea, but finish on a C. Da 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 da. Finish on an E. Da 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 da. Maybe next time. Amen. And obviously you can combine the other scales too that we've already used, but that G sharp is a really interesting note paired with the F sharp. Pair that with A, C and E and you've got kind of outside or colour tones plus the chord. And the other nice one to bring is the ninth, which is a B, which you can find in 3 places in this scale. The second note of the scale sits just beneath the third, the C. Anyway, those are scales I would get used to. And just looking down my PDF, the next thing I've got is A minor inverted arpeggios. So if we just took an A minor arpeggio, say they're just the Triad, sounds like a Django Reinhardt song. It's those important notes we've been finding in the scale. A, C, E, 1, minor, third, fifth. Different orders go 3, 5, 1, 1, 5, 1, 3. You can find that in other places on the fretboard. But the nice thing to do with an arpeggio, not always start from the root because it's predictable. So try going 3, 5, 1, which is the second bar on there, and then 5, 1, 3. Pair it all together, it would be that's the third one. Let's do the second one. First one. So have a mess with those. You know, if you're working with arpeggios, practice starting from the root, the third and the fifth, and you can do that anywhere on the fretboard, of course. Cool thing to do, and this kind of brings the scales and the Triad, A minor Triad together, is just think of, you've got your A, C, E, then just add a note for colour, and I've got a few listed here. If we add the minor 7, which is a G, we'd have which is nice, but the next one, the 6, sounds more like the right colour for this loop. But it's nice if you go minor 7, minor 6, A minor 7, A minor 6, down, minor 7, 6, minor major 7, needs resolving. That's got that G sharp on the top we had in the melodic minor. Add 9. I love that sound. And finally, minor 6, 9, which has a B and an F sharp in it. I like going A, C, E, B, F sharp, but with the rhythm. And you could combine all of those with some of the scales and your phrasing resolving to chord tones. Finally, there's obviously more than one chord here, but I think the overall feel is just A minor. But you could, if you want, chase that move on the second chord. And I've got here, which is going A minor arpeggio into E7, back into an A minor, resolving to the third. You could do that in many ways. Anyway, just something maybe for you to explore, maybe a footnote in what we're doing. But anyway, if you missed my previous videos in this series, then I'll link those in the description. But the whole idea really is to give you a loop, and then, as I've just done, just to demonstrate a few ways you can think about playing over it. And I'm sure for some people, there's lots of familiar stuff in there. For others, less so. I know what it's like. You might have things like a scale down. You can play it, but it can be quite a big revelation to know that which notes you've got to resolve to. It's all about learning how to say something with these different ingredients. Internalising the sound, sing what you play. The next note you play, you should have an expectation of what it's going to sound like before you play it, I think. Don't forget you can grab the PDF, link in the description. Join me for jazz guitar lessons every Wednesday and Saturday. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button. Please leave me a comment if you've got any questions or if you just want to leave some feedback on today's lesson. Until next time, you take care.